Sneako, come on, why? Why do you have to be like this? I'm convinced at this point that Sneako is not an actual person, it is in fact an AI-generated robot just to see what's the most controversial thing you can say on YouTube.
Actually, we would make a great double date. I like you on the left, and I think Zerka likes the girl on the right.
They're both on the left. What up, girls? I want to kiss you guys.
How old are you?
Oh, I got that white bitch smiling. Let's go.
Stop. How old are you guys?
Underage. Well, you just
like,
yeah.
Like how underage though? Like your birthday's next week type shit?
Like we can't go to Starbucks, white bitch?
And I will be turning 15 in a month.
Change my state of mind. Ladies and gentlemen, we got him.
It's funny because I was just scrolling on Twitter and Keemstar posted this video. And when it comes to Sneako clips, I've become almost kind of like, it's almost like to a point where I don't care anymore. Like, I know there's some YouTubers who like will say something controversial and I'll be like the first one to listen because, you know, it's something like you don't expect, you know. But then there's other YouTubers or other streamers or whatever you want to call them that will say something controversial nearly every day that it gets to a point where I just don't care anymore because I know you're not a genuine person. And I feel like that's something we're struggling to find on social media nowadays. I feel like right now there's a market for normal people. I mean, even me, right now, some of my favorite YouTubers are Moist Critical, Papa Gut, you know, those kinds of people because I feel like they're more normal. And I feel like social media, especially with TikTok on the rise, has been so dominated by being absurd, being weird, and even just doing like streams or these kind of like talk shows. You have to be very, very controversial. You have to say something so out of nowhere. Like, I mean, it's why Andrew Tate got popular. And Sneako obviously got popular from that. Now, I've seen that Sneako's been changing, but this clip, bro. Look, I'm not here to make allegations on Sneako or anything like that, but when he asked how underage, bro, that it just sounded way too real because first of all, those girls look like kids. They look like children from the get-go. Right? But to make it worse, Sneako actually asked them how underage. And to me, I know people are going to say it's a joke, it's this. Don't get me wrong, I like edgy humor. I make edgy jokes all the time. But I feel like there's just some times where you can tell when someone's either joking in disguise, or they're joking, or they're saying something they genuinely believe, but they're disguising it as a joke. In my real world example, I remember I knew this one ginger kid, and I don't know why I brought up his ginger, but I remember he would make a lot of Hispanic jokes, and I would always encourage him because I always make Hispanic jokes on myself all the time. And then one time it got to a point where his jokes it just didn't feel like he was joking anymore. And I ended up finding like a certain Instagram post of his that really made me believe that he wasn't joking anymore. But that's beside the fact. And to me, Sneako, he's the same guy who defended cuties. Let's not forget about that. But apparently the guy next to him, his name starts with a Z. I forgot his name. There was a clip of his that is going viral here right now.
I know she did some other disrespectful shit, but yeah, a little beef, and she tries to cancel me, call me a pedo. And then she's like freaks out when I go, yeah, I am. She's like, what do you mean? You're not supposed to agree that you're a pedophile. No, I am. I'm literally a pedo. And she had a mental breakdown because I said that. She's like, oh my God, he's a suicide bomber. Now he's destroying my stream. I'm like, you have a pedo in your house. hey. Like, I can knock out Chris Hansen. Like, I'm that nigga. You know, I'm that nigga, right? She doesn't get it. And so when I started doing the kamikaze thing, she had a fucking mental breakdown in her house. I am whatever you say I am.
I do genuinely wonder what goes on in the mind of Sneako, honestly. Because I used to like him. Like back in 2019, I was binging his videos. I loved his videos because to me, I relate to him a lot. I mean, I'm young. I think I'm only a couple years younger than him. And he was always about self-discovery, finding the truth of life, being young, learning about new things, being very philosophical. And that's me. I always challenge my mind on things. I always try to learn new things. And I always question everything around me, you know. And that's what appealed to me about Sneako. But then in 2022, I mean, he just went off the rails. Like, he didn't feel like a genuine person anymore. And I think part of it is that he's just so, like, his mind gets so much into wanting to be Kanye, because that's what he used to call himself. He used to call himself, or he probably still does now. He calls himself the Kanye YouTube, and I feel like he was so influenced on like the controversy of someone like an Andrew Tate or Fresh and Fit, although Fresh and Fit really isn't as popular as Andrew Tate, obviously. And I feel like it just gets in his head so much, and he was having a redemption arc. I made a video on it on my second channel where he went on the Fresh and Fit podcast and he was kind of exposing the red pill. But man, this clip does not make him look good. And again, I'm not saying, for all I know, maybe he's joking, but it's just that joke came off so quick. You know, it just felt so out of nowhere. It kind of reminds me of when PewDiePie back in 2017, when he's playing Call of Duty, and he said the hard R. And what got everyone so shocked and surprised was that was, like, he clearly wasn't joking, even though back then it used to be seen as a joke to say the N-word. It just felt like in the moment, it just felt like it was so quick and out of his head that people were starting to question, why was that the first word that came into your mind? And it just felt like the same thing happened with Sneako. Maybe he's just trying to produce clips, because obviously that's what a lot of these controversial people tend to do. They try going off clips, because right now that's obviously with TikTok and YouTube Shorts. Right now, getting clipped out is probably honestly good for your business, but I don't know, bro. Honestly, and I'm being genuine. Look, I know everyone's making shit videos on Sneako, and look, I don't know. To me, knowing Sneako, because he's always been controversial, to me it just feels like another attempt at being controversial. One genuine thing, and I'm being completely honest, is I do think Sneako needs to step away from the internet. I think with the Moist Critical situation that he had, all the drama he had, all the shit he's gone, I feel like he's a young guy right now who's so terminally online that I feel like he needs to take a step back. And I'm not just saying like don't use the internet as much or something like that. I'm saying like genuinely don't post shit, don't live stream for a couple months, or maybe just a month at least. And I feel like just go on a self-discovery, do the things you want to do. And it's not like Sneako is poor. He's obviously making good money. Obviously he's making, I mean, I don't know how much he's making, but I'm gonna assume he's making good money. I feel like just use that right now. Take a sabbatical. And that happens in everyone's life. Everyone wants to take a sabbatical from life. Actors, people with normal jobs, whatever. Everyone needs to take a break at some point. And I don't know, bro, but like, I mean, Sneako's downfall, bro. It's just, you know, from cuck to this, it's, I don't know, man. And he was going on a redemption arc. He was promoting monogamy. He was promoting, you know, finding the one woman, settling down. And I feel like those are things that I think men should be taught, because unfortunately right now young men are being taught divisive things online. You're either being taught to be this playboy who fucks hundreds of women, or you're taught to be like a sheltered feminist guy who's supposed to suck up to women. I feel like men need to be brought back to being that. Or I'm obviously there's some negatives towards masculinity, but the positive from it is I do think we need to teach more men about traditional values on being a man, being a father, being a great husband. I feel like that's just been so lost in today's social media ways. Like, it's just so crazy that I genuinely, to all my teenage guys out there, I really feel bad, because when I was a teenager, I wasn't going through this. I remember back then it just used to be, oh, you had iDubbbz there, you had old Sneako, you had all these other guys that weren't really male influences, but now it's like it's everywhere. Like, literally, I can't stop leaving a fucking Sigma guy TikTok video telling you how banging 50 women will make you a millionaire or something like that. It's so crazy. And then there was that one red pill guy who was promoting getting vasectomies in your 20s. It is crazy. I genuinely feel bad for my younger guys. That's why I try to talk more. I try to be more normal. I try to be more rational, because while I'm young myself, I feel like it's up to everyone to inspire and be a role model. I feel like a real man strives to be a leader, to be a role model, to show the way for everyone that's younger than him. Like, even if you're 14, let's say you have a 10-year-old younger brother, show him the path, because for those 4 years, those are pretty important years. If you're 16, show your 14-year-old brother the ways. And the same applies for when you're 20, 30, 40, 50, on and on and on and on. But anyways, those are my thoughts. I don't know, bro. It's just concerning what I just heard. But anyways, thank you guys for watching. Hope you enjoyed it. Y'all let me know in the comments what you think. I'll see y'all in the next one. Ciao.
Yeah, we broke and we know it, we don't act like all these other rappers acting like they got racks. Borrow cars, but we whipping in my mom's truck. 99 full, but act like it's a double R. Yeah, we broke and we know it, we don't act like all these other rappers acting like they got racks. Borrow cars, but we whipping in my mom's truck. 99 full, but act like it's a